Te kwe, te kwe, te kwe, ananoy, te kwe, te kwe, te kwe. I'm just here to represent the youth of my tribe to let you know that it's not just the older people that are fighting, it's also the youth that are here, that are strongly here, and we're still here. We're going to be fighting long after everybody's gone, and we'll still be here, and that's what I'm here for.
The land transfer of military bases. Muwekma put a letter forth to the government requesting first right of refusal to all land bases in the Bay Area. Obviously, we did not receive any kind of response back. You may have still remembered that there was some press coverage from the Department of Interior as well as my attorney saying if Muwekma was recognized, this was back in 1989, 90, 91, 92, if they were recognized, they would have had full right to obtain some of military bases. But because we were not recognized, we weren't able to claim the properties nor to preserve sacred sites. We're still in that dilemma today. I still have responded to the city of San Francisco County Board of Supervisors requesting what are their mitigation plans for sacred sites in this area. Again, no response at all. So what does that say? Well, they don't want to acknowledge Muwekma because by acknowledging means respecting. By acknowledging means that you have to communicate with us, living people. They have not done so. And if there are politicians here today, please remember that if we cannot agree today in preserving our lifeways and our history and our culture, there are the court system that we will turn to. And you don't want this to turn, you don't want the secret sites issue to turn into another Alcatraz island of occupation. Because we're very close to that now. I think Muwekma is afraid to occupy a sacred site, such as Hunters Point. You better think twice. We want to be responsible in friendship and in spirituality, and most of all, we're visionaries. We want to think about tomorrow. We not only want to protect our dead, we want to preserve the water, the air, and life for all generations and for all people of color. Yeah. With that, thank you.
My name is Mark Ankew. I'm from the Kiowa tribe of Oklahoma, and I work with the American Indian movement here in San Francisco. But we're here because of actually, this huge issue, and it's like, and you don't want to like say the G word immediately, but the fact of the matter is all of this bureaucratic nonsense is all part of the same plan that started in 1492 and continued in 1776. And that plan is, how do you make a people disappear? When there were a lot of us, when we were a military threat, the answer to that question was a military answer. Now that the wars are over, now that there are so few of us and we are completely overwhelmed with Europeans all around us, now the question is different. Now the mechanism of that plan takes on a different character. And unfortunately, the current mechanism is kind of the mundane mechanism of bureaucracy. So the answer to how you make a people disappear in this day and age, now that all the guns have been silenced, now that we have our Indian people in their military, how do you make a people disappear so that they no longer have any claim to the land? Now you do it through bureaucracy.
I just wanted to remind folks that in 2007, the San Francisco Human Rights Commission conducted a hearing and issued a report of discrimination against the Native American communities called Discrimination by Omission. And in that report, it was very clear by our findings that Native American community members, particularly the Ohlone people, were left out of government processes to determine what happened with the land here. So we are working on talking with the Planning Commission to ask them to extend the period to respond to the environmental impact report, and we hope that if that time period gets extended, that they will hear plenty of voices that may have been left out in the process up until now. So I hope you all will speak out about this. Thank you.
When I think about today, I think about the word first, the first people, which means I'm second. It's amazing how, you know, I'm a pastor myself, and we have lots of church that want to be First Baptist, first this and first that. But yet we are neglecting the fact that there are the people that came before us. And so I want you to know that we're here to honor you, we're here to support you, and we thank God for the first people. Thank you so much for today.
They and their families were scattered by the invasion of the Spanish and the continuing invasion today.
What a lot of people are unaware of is that from 1924 to 1927, there was bounty hunters for Indians' heads at $5 a head. In 1927, the BIA went through the big book and said this Indian no longer exists, this tribe no longer exists, this band no longer exists. For 88 years, most of the bands of Indians and other tribes have been fighting to get, because they was removed illegally from the Federal Register. Understand that. They was removed illegally.